Have you ever wondered what happens when you die? Like, is there an afterlife, or is that just the end? And if there's an afterlife, is there heaven and hell? Or do you reincarnate? And I can answer this question from a scientific standpoint and from my experience as a past life regressionist. Hi, I'm Jeff Broomfield, and I use hypnosis to help people to find their purpose, their passion, and their self. And so Dr. Ian Stevenson from the University of Virginia, for over 50 years, has done research into reincarnation. And what he's done is he has followed up with over 2,500 documented cases of young children who have made claims that they remember a past life. And so they've gone through and they've documented everything they recall from the past life, and then they went and researched to find out whether or not these other lives actually existed. And there's 2,500 cases that are confirmed that these other people actually existed. Now, that's not actual proof. I understand that, but it leans heavily towards that capability that we actually do reincarnate. And to further back that up, what I've done is, I had this question myself. And so I learned this modality of hypnosis called QHHT, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. And within this modality, there is a past life regression. Now, I've since brought on other modalities so that they don't all have to utilize a past life regression, but it's really cool when people actually go for the past life regression. And when they do, some of them will go into a past life. Sometimes people will visit an alien world, and sometimes they'll find themselves, one person found themselves as a piece of moss, and they got eaten by an elephant, and they became part of that elephant. They became part of the elephant's consciousness. And I've had people who have had past lives that they recall, and details where they've actually gone and looked and searched the internet for the kind of village they're looking for, and they've actually found something that they visualized. And so it's really cool. And what people find, what we do is we visit 3 days of the past life, and just to see what's going on. And then we do this to get information that'll help you solve a problem in today's life. So the information that's there will help you to solve this problem. You already know this stuff, and you just need to remember. And so these past lives is where you learn these lessons. And now you need to learn that lesson now. And so on the last day of the life, we go to visit the last day of the life, and we follow them through the death. And people, they pop out of their body, and they're on the other side. And they've got the capability of looking back on that whole life and knowing what the purpose of that life was. And they also can go through whatever they go through after they go to the other side. And people tell some pretty amazing stories, and the majority of people meet their loved ones on the other side. So the people in their lives that love them, their grandparents who've passed before them, those people are all waiting for them on the other side. And so you go through, everybody describes it differently, and they go through processes, and there's like different rooms that you can go to, and there's learning. And a recent session, the man and his brother, they both died, not quite at the same time, but I think it was the same day. And the brother, his family was in danger there, and he decided to go back as a wolf, as a protector. He couldn't go back into the family or anything like that. He couldn't go back into his body, of course, but he could reincarnate as a wolf. And then he, I guess, found his family and protected them. And he actually asked his brother about what happened there. Anyways, this is all in the past life, and the journey that was on the other side. And then he made the decision to come back into a new life, and he was reincarnated, but we didn't really get into the details of that. But these are the kind of things that I find with people, and they're consistently coming up with different lives that are past lives, and they describe what's going on. Now, scientifically, they say that it could be complete confabulation, that people make this stuff up. And maybe not. It seems true enough to me, and I've been investigating this and listening to what other people have to say. And so a past life regression is an awesome way to find out what happens after you die. So another thing that happens when people are in their life between lives is that they have an opportunity to meet with their spirit guides and have a conversation with their spirit guides. And sometimes they even channel their spirit guides, and they allow the spirit guides to speak right through them. And so I have a conversation, and the spirit guides will deliver messages. And those spirit guides, they could be angels, they could be grandparents, they'll identify themselves. It might be Jesus, it might be God. And I've had people getting messages from Jesus, from God, even channeling and allowing God to speak right through them. So it's a really, really an amazing experience. Not everybody has that experience, of course. Everybody has a different experience. But a lot of them have this similar theme to them. And so this experience for me has led me to, I haven't made a conclusion. My mind is still open, and I remain curious. And so I'm going to continue doing this work. So if you want to have this amazing experience for yourself and find out for yourself what happens after you die, or maybe you just want to know what your purpose is, what is your mission? Because when we're on the other side, what people do is they get together with all their other souls and they plan their next life before they come in. So there's a lot that's already predetermined. You still have your free will, but there's a lot that's already been decided before you come back when you come into this life. So if you want to find out about that, if you want to clear karma, if you want to get answers to any question that you have, this is an awesome way to do it. I've got several different modalities, and we can get you deep quick. We can do this online. QHHT has to be done QHHT has to be done in person. I have PSP, the Profound Somnambulism Protocol, which I can do online. I also have Regression Healing and Beyond Quantum Healing. Those are other modalities that I use, but the PSP is really what I rely on these days, and it gets you really super deep. Somnambulism is a really deep state of hypnosis where your critical thinking mind is like it's taking a nap and allowing your subconscious to just have a dialogue and do the work that we need to do. So if you want that experience, go to jeffbroomfield.com and you can book a free strategy session, and we'll talk about getting you the answers that you seek. So, again, I'm Jeff Broomfield. Thanks for tuning in, and have yourself an awesome life.